Solo.
All right, we have the right mic. Wanted to make sure if that going in. We're started, and I don't know what's going on. We are not on my normal live cam, where you can see my beautiful face. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I'm like, oh, this I need to look here. This is where I need to look. Yeah, we're not on my normal face camera. That camera's not working. I don't know why. I've been messing with OBS for a half hour now. Well, actually 45 minutes now. Because, I used to just come down and I would turn my computer on and everything was working the way I wanted it to. And that just is not the case the last 2 weeks because, like, goblins are in my computer or something. It's super annoying. But we do have the third camera set up to give you some hopefully better depth perception, and we can kind of hopefully bring Cloudspire a little bit more to life on the channel, so we can kind of see relative health sizes and see sizes of spires and all that stuff. This is a crazy. I'm going to keep looking at that camera and go like, no, I'm over here. And some of you might be saying, like, don't put your face on the camera at all, Greg, because it's better without it. And many would agree. But, we're going to stick with my face on the camera for now. We have Jester. Is it broke? Hope not. You can get it done, my friend. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Rocket says, can see and hear okay. And Brian says, you are on and we can hear. Excellent. And Brian says, is it those pesky goblin bombers from TMB? Yeah, dude, I think it is. I don't know what's going on lately. It's really, it's annoying for me. I'm sure it's, no, it's more annoying for me. I'm sure it's very annoying for all y'all. I definitely try to be on time and do what I say I'm going to do. And unfortunately, that's not been always true. More than I would like that to be the case in the last few weeks. A couple of months, probably. I can't even say a few weeks anymore because I feel like it's always been something for a while now. But I'm excited about this. I should be able to just toggle this back and forth to give you close-up views of where battles are taking place. I will probably forget as I get used to new toys around here. And Jester says, there he is, Mr. Solo Playthroughs. And yeah, I will stop singing now. Let's go ahead and do some story time with Greg, and then I will give you some initial thoughts about the frickin' Narora, because they are bananas. Woof. All right. I got a bananas and a wolf back to back early on in this playthrough. That's going to be a good day, man. I feel good about where we're going. Still unsure of which island to join. Baza reluctantly walked to the gate port that led up to Othma. Now, Baza is one of the merchant ships that you can recruit if they come out of the merchant during the merchant phase. So again, just so people give some context for that if you don't remember that. She hadn't long to wait before a stern blue face wearing a two-pronged black hat shimmered into focus in front of her and the others assembled. Her squeamishness was set off immediately, and she almost walked back to the ancient Grovetender at the port to rapport then and there. Before she could, however, the Narora fixed the gate port with an icy, glowing stare and began to speak. She stayed. Hello, the man said in a stony monotone. I do not enjoy the precious moments taken up to do this each day, so I will waste neither my time nor yours. My name is Anvase Dobkin. I think it's Anvase, it could be Anvase. I'll go with Anvase. I am a Naroran portal guardian, and we are interested in hiring mercenaries to aid us in the conflict currently unfolding here in Ankar. We have partnered with the Grovetenders to fight back against an unprovoked attack by the Heirs. If you have individual compensatory needs, we are willing to discuss your terms. But be aware that under no circumstances will we be providing you with source to take back to your world. At this, a few of those gathered around the gateport grumbled and walked away. You may have heard the Narora are currently at a disadvantage in this conflict, Advance continued. This is true. You have also heard what other islands are offering, wealth, glory, and the joy of the collective. These things we will not pretend to provide. However, I will make this clear. We are the only island that follows the will of the source. We are the only people offering a true purpose for your work. If you elect to join us, you do not need to heed that will yourself, but if you choose to do so, you will know that the source, and only the source, is the clarion that moves all of Ankar in the world below. With that on offer, other compensation is meaningless. Several more gawkers left at this point, leaving Baza and a few other stragglers standing silently in front of the gateport, weighing their options. Yeah, the Narorans are a little bit weird, man. They're kind of like a little religious source worshipping cult that they just kind of do things a little bit differently. So they they might look like Smurfs, but Smurfs they are not. Although I don't know, Smurfs were kind of weird in their own right. Many people I meet tell me I have a face for radio. Says Brian. Get rid of OBS and buy XSplit. Interesting. I might have to look into that. I don't know. OBS served me very well for a long time, and that is not the case lately. I will say that. So they've been doing updates, and I've been updating my tech. So part of it's user error for sure. It's not all OBS, but I'm a pretty smart guy. I think. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So the Narorans are. Again, we last knew the Narorans. They were attacked by the Heirs, not just once, but twice. And here they are. They're like, screw this. We're going to go and fight back against these pesky birds. And that makes some sense. And apparently the Grovetenders are helping them to do that. This is by far the most my head has hurt playing this game since I learned it. And I think that's just the nature of this faction. It's super complex. The units, there's double the units to learn effectively because there are no like, hey, here's one side and here's the promoted side. It's like, no, there's a different unit on each side of all their chips. They have a lot of funky stuff going on with their fortress and things you just have to kind of wrap your head around as you go. Now, this scenario I think is even more hard to learn because you're trying to really learn the Narorans, and you also have to really learn the spires of the Grovetenders. Now, there's only like a couple of keywords there that kind of make a difference, but it can be a lot. So I have yet to win this with 3 renown. I've gotten super close, but definitely have played it enough that I feel like we should be able to stumble through this without too much stumbling. If that makes sense. So we're going to put a few of the Grovetender spires on the board. So it's a little weird. We control the Grovetender spires. That means we can spend our source to upgrade the Grovetender spires. That means that when the Grovetender spires defeat a Heirs unit, we will get source from that. But these spires do not count for the purpose of giving us influence over another landscape or another hex. Not hex, mat, tile, whatever the heck they call it. So we will have to build our own Naroran spires like normal, and getting influence generally starting with the fortress and moving out, unless we kill a landmark minion that gives us the ability to put a spire further out. So on this, I forget what I know these are Earthscapes. I'm forgetting what the big ones are called, but that's fine. Whatever they're called. I need to put a Muskeg Grovetender Spire there, and that Muskeg Grovetender Spire is going to have 2 attack upgrades and 2 fortification upgrades. Bam. Here we're going to put a shrubbery. Now the Muskeg has air defense and wallop, so again it can fight, it can attack units that have flying, and wallop, if there is an adjacent unit, it can choose not to attack it. It can just do it 1 damage and push it 3 spaces away, but as long as it has 2 attack chips, you're generally going to want to attack it. At least the way I've been playing. I could be missing a strategy there. Shrubbery. Shrubbery has camouflage and cover. Cover only matters if there's taproots in the game, which there are not. It has 2 attack chips and 2 fortification chips during the setup. Again, normally if you were playing as the Grovetenders and you built this, it'd have 1 attack chip and 1 fortification chip. But now we have 2 and 2. And it has camouflage, which means that it can only be attacked by adjacent units. So any units that have ranged attack will not be able to attack it. Although, again, the Heirs don't rely a lot on ranged attack, so that's not going to be an issue. Although, I guess they do have their wind rush nope, they don't have ranged. Which of the Heirs have ranged? Yeah, they don't do a lot of ranged stuff. These Heirs, those birds just like get up close and personal. Does their heroes have ranged? Yeah, I don't. Did I not realize that none of these suckers have ranged? That's funny. I guess the Alpha Kazi do their thing, but the Alpha Kazi AI only attack heroes. All right, on this hex over here, so number 5, we're placing another Muskeg Spire. This Muskeg Spire is going to come in with an attack upgrade, followed by a ranged upgrade, then an attack upgrade, then a fortification. So we made a little bit of a ranged chip sandwich with some attack chips, and then we have a fortification chip underneath. Again, Muskeg has air defense and wallop. Over here, we're going to have our creeping vines. Creeping vines are fairly cool. They have 2 attack chips and a fortification chip to start in this scenario. They have camouflage and cover, which we've already talked about with the shrubbery. They also have creep. So at the beginning of each of our turns, we can just move this sucker 1 away. Now, we cannot go on a path hex, so it's going to be stuck in this little area here. But this can be useful. Again, we can move it off of that source well, gives us another place to build an Naroran spire, and we can kind of move it around to keep it out of danger. So it's a very, very cool spire for the Grovetenders. We got 2 more to go. Over here, we are going to have a Muskeg. This Muskeg comes in with 2 attack chips, 2 range chips, and a fortification chip. And over here, we have a shrubbery. It has an attack chip and a fortification chip. Bam. Now notice we're already low on our chips here. And that it matters. These are component limited, and that will affect gameplay as we go forward. You'll notice I'm using these hexes. Thank you to Lee Rocket Magnet for getting me those. I will use these hexes for my health and my source for the Narorans, and then I will use the health chip over here for the heirs. They are not going to gain any source, so but I did put their source chip in there as well. We need to get some landmark chips on the board, so we'll go do that. Let me kind of shuffle these up. Again, there are 3 different kinds of landmark chips, and there are 7 of each if you have the Portal Seekers expansion. We're going to put a swamp landmark chip at the closest source well, at the source well closest to both of the gates. I'm going to roll a D8 over here, and I'm going to go top to bottom. In this case, it's just easier with these chips. This goes here. So one time I do top to bottom. I'm going to roll a D6. We're going to put the next landmark chip there. That's a 3. And now I have 19 landmark chips yet left. I'm going to roll a D19. Next one's going to go over here, or D20. Wow, a D19 would be a really interesting die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That goes there. I have 18 of these left. I roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to go here. Am I missing one? Nope, apparently not. We have a source well here, so we have 17 left. I rolled a 1. We have a landmark chip, swamp chip there, and then we have 1 more left over here. There's 16 left. I rolled a 2. So some swampy swamps as we get closer to the Heirs Fortress. There's going to be 1 change to setup based on rolling this die. I rolled a 4. So if we go down here, I'm going to add a fortification chip to the top of the Muskeg on Hex E. Fortification, Hex E, bam. Or at spot E. Oh, Hex E. Hex E? That's weird. I mean, it's hex number... Oh, it's Hex E, right, and then it's the landmark tile 2 or whatever. I'm escaping me what the heck they call these things. All right, this can come out. We are now going to go to the rest of this. So lots of special rules, so buckle up. Rocket Lee says, played this once, won a few times, 2 times a few weeks ago. Best I got was 2 renowned. Brian says, good luck, Greg. Must get back to work. Have fun. Sadja says, I see hexes, my hopes rise. I see poker chips, my hopes fail. My hopes failed me. I mean, I don't know if your hopes were failed. I mean, I think I failed you, man. I'll take ownership of that. Cool. So the objectives are defeat all air spires, observe the source sabbath by not spending any source for 1 full wave, and then defeat the Air Fortress Gate. Grovetender scenario rules. Grovetender spires are under the control of the Narora, but they do not grant influence to the Narora. The Air Fortress Gate cannot take damage while there are air spires in play. Naroran units that would attack the Fortress Gate while the air spires are in play are instead defeated. AI rules. If the heirs have any spires in play, air minions will deploy from the air spire closest to the Naroran Fortress Gate. If there are no adjacent hexes with a valid terrain type for a minion to deploy onto, they may ignore terrain types until they move onto a valid terrain. Woof. When we need to deploy from the air spire closest to the right. Okay, that changes some things. I think I've been forgetting that rule. When the heirs defeat a spire, immediately roll the event die. Once heirs purchase stables 2 reserves, it will be triggered automatically each wave when their last minion in play is defeated. The marks, the Naroran mark is over here. That's what the mark chip is there on the Heirs Fortress Gate. The Heirs mark is over there on the Naroran Fortress Gate. And then there's an event die result. And again, we roll that event die every time the Heirs defeat a spire. And that includes a Grovetender spire, and that includes any Naroran spires that we build. So I do have the Heirs little cheat sheet here to show me the spire stuff. I probably will not need to refer to that much. But then we have our Naroran little guide here, which I will definitely read. When playing as an Narora, you have an exceptional variety of minion options. This can lead to strong counters to enemy play, but it can spell disaster if your plan doesn't work as intended. Yes and yes. Narora have high source gains, but also confer a lot of source to their opponents upon defeat. Strong and inexpensive spire options, along with the most diverse set of minion and hero talents, make the Narora tough to outmaneuver. Minions and heroes. Narora minions cannot be promoted. Instead, each ship presents a choice between 2 minions and can be selected for deployment on either side. Upon defeat, Naroran units must be placed in the Forgotten Graves area of your fortress instead of being returned to the barracks or removed from the game. These units may not be brought back into play unless you invest in your Forgotten Graves fortress advancements. The spires in Naroran start with access to all 4 of their spire types. Additional rules: many of the Naroran fortress advancements refer to the Fanatic Tower range. Your FT range begins at 0, but it can be increased by advancing the Fanatic Tower structure. Excellent. So I will probably do the Source Sabbath in Wave 1. Some things might change that as we go, but I think it's worked well for me so far. We will see if that changes. And then we have our first wave. So we do have priority in our first wave. We just get right into this. Sagitt, nah, man, have fun with this. For those who love this game, they tend to really love it. Cheers to you, sir. I hope it's probably 5 o'clock around you, so I don't know, have a beer for me, because it's still a little early here. All right, no, it's like 7 o'clock for you, I think, somewhere around there. All right, let's get through this. So wave 1, Narora. I'm going to shuffle up the landscape chips, the earthscapes. I'm like really struggling with titles. I don't know why I'm shuffling these face up. I should shuffle them face down. So here are all the earthscapes, and I'm gonna put them face up over here. There is always one face up in the market. So this is our starting earthscape here. I got the market chips. I will give these a quick shuffle. I'm not gonna go too crazy. And then as I take them out and drop them all over the place. I used to be a poker dealer. It's amazing how my ability to actually control stacks of chips has failed me over the years. All right, that's shuffled enough for me. Everyone will notice I'm wearing my Yeti to Party shirt because I am apparently Yeti to Party. It's one of the stupid gifts Sarah gave me over the years that I have grown to love because my wife knows me more than I know myself, which is a good thing. And that will go there. All right, let me pause this real quick. And we're back. So I'm going to do the build phase and the prep phase for the heirs first. It's just easier to do that for the AI first. So the heirs are going to start this round with 2 Harriers, upgraded Harriers. So they're going to have 2 health underneath their stack because the top minion in play has 2 health. And then we have a Royal Talon. The Royal Talon is going to have 5 health. And then there's going to be 2 Jousts. The Jousts are not upgraded. They will have 3 health each. 1 and 2. They're not grouped, and they're not grouped or upgraded, I should say. So this is going to be the deployment stack for the heirs. I'll put that there. And look, it's even a little bit on camera. How amazing, this little third camera angle we got now going. All right, now we're going to decide what I'm getting in my own prep phase again. So event phase 0, wave 1, event phase, no event. Income phase, I got 3 source to start the game with. I'm going to flip these over like that. Build market phase as normal, so we reveal the top 3 market chips. Ooh. Air defense, range 3, the source sniper. I'm intrigued, but no, I'm not going to. I'm going to try to do my source sabbath in wave 1, so we're just going to leave that as is. Build phase as normal. I'm not going to build anything. Again, trying to do the source sabbath. And then we're going to do our prep phase. In the prep phase, I get 5 CP, and I'm going to get myself a drift, and I'm going to get myself an arc light. The drift and the arc light both have 3. Oh, nope, that's arc bright, not arc light. Arc bright has 3 health. Drift has 3 health. Their keywords: the arc bright has air defense in range 3. And then the drift has camouflage and incorporeal. Camouflage cannot be attacked unless the spire or the unit is adjacent. Incorporeal means I can move through other units from opposing factions, and if I do, I get a source each time. For purposes of that, the AI is always considered to have unlimited source. Right, so it's not like, oh, they don't have enough source. No, they have 0 source, but they have unlimited source for something like incorporeal, and that's fine. The range 3, 2 movement for the arc bright, 3 movement for the drift. And then I will have my starting hero, which is Anbase, we just heard from his wonderfulness before. He's an interesting hero. He has 3 health. He has an attack of 1 on his non-promoted side. He has 2 movement. Now, he has 2 upgrades on his front side. At any point, either before or after his movement, he can trigger his matter distortion, which allows him to take the top Earthscape and put it into play for free, but then he is promoted. And again, when a hero promotes, he loses any upgrades that he has. But on this side, he has flying, which means that only a few of the heirs units will be able to attack him. I'm looking at the wrong camera again. So that's like something to keep in mind. I'm actually going to turn this. I have this. The camera I normally use is like holding back some wires. All right, fine. I'm just going to leave it. And this hopefully I will just get used to looking over here. Why are you not looking at me when you talk to me? Because I'm not very smart. It's just the case. So I'm going to have a bit of a coughing fit. All right, and we're back. So the Narora do have priority in this wave, so I'm going to have the drift go. They're going 1, 2, 3. Again, we have to use max movement while making some progress. The arc bright is moving 1, 2, and then Anbase does have the woods terrain allotment, so he's just going to move there. Now, he's a hero. He does not need to move his full movement. Spires are going to fire. There's no spires there to fire. We are going to reveal this. It is a sabbath. It has toxic secretion. That's fine. I don't hate that. Yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to flip that over. It has 4 health. So toxic secretion is when you move adjacent to it, you will take a damage for each movement. That's better. Yeah, I just moved my little light shield so we can get a little bit less glare in those chips. That works better. So the drift is going to attack. There is no retaliation for the sabbath. The arc bright is going to attack. And then Anbase will hold off on his attack. He's a hero. He does not have to attack. Minions do. The heirs are going to go. The heirs are going to move. They have to move full movement. The AI makes max progress that they can. Don't watch my first video where I played that entirely wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Royal Talon is going to move 2. They have all terrain allotments, so the Royal Talon can move here with their 2. The Joust can move 2, 1, 2. This Joust will move 2, 1, 2. Quick Strike is going to trigger, so the Harrier is going to attack this Muskeg. Kills that fortification chip. The Joust is going to attack this shrubbery. This Joust is going to attack the shrubbery. The shrubbery is defeated. When the heirs defeat a spire, we roll the event die. I rolled a 4. We go to here. What does a 4 do for us? We construct a minaret spire with 2 attack chips, 2. Wow, this is nuts. Minarets, 2 attack, 2 range, and 2 fortification, 2 fortification, and that sucker is going to go right there. That minaret spire does have air defense, which means that if I upgrade Avase to his flying side, that minaret will still attack it, and that, my friends, is not ideal. And it also took a lot of these chips off the temporarily out of the game, right? They're not available to construct other spires with, so that's not great. What were these? Oh, these are more market chips I shuffled. These should just be in here somewhere. Why do I have chips? All right. Now the quick strikes happened. Spires are going to fire. The Muskeg's like, well, I want to fire some spires. So they're going to actually roll both of their dice against the Royal Talon. Or do I just want to wall up the Royal Talon and just move him back? Nah, I think the upside of rolling 2 dice. The Royal Talon's a big concern. Yeah, they're going to roll 2 dice against the Royal Talon. Oh boy, I rolled 0-0. This is going to be a good... This is going to be a good day. I moved 3 spaces instead of 2. Oh, nice. Excellent. Thank you. You moved 3 spaces instead of 2. You moved the Royal Talon 3. Yeah, that made sense. All right, cool. I was like, what? So at least the Royal Talon's not attacking me, but wow. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, I wouldn't have walled up the Harrier. I still have range to the Royal Talon. But yeah, but whiffing on that attack with that Spire is a bad sign. Leave it to me to roll blank blank. Woof. It's going to be one of those days. I rolled really good on Monday, so I guess I should not have expected anything less to happen for today. All right, we're going to the Rora's turn. The Rora is going to move. Leading minion Drift is going to move 1, 2, 3. The Arcbright's going to move 1, 2. They still have range 3. Unbase is going to stay right there. Spires fire. No Spires can attack them. Arcbright's going to attack with its range 3. Do 1 damage to the Sabesa. Notice they were already adjacent, so when they moved, they didn't take any damage. And now Anvasa is going to finish these Sabesa off and is going to take an attack upgrade for the fun of it. We also get 4 source, so we go from 3 up to 7. That chip is out. We go to the Heirs' turn. Leading minion is the Harrier. Harrier is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. The Royal Talon is going to move 2. The Joust is going to move 2. This Joust is going to move 2. Quick strike. This Joust knocks off a ranged chip from the Muskeg. Spires fire. Muskeg's going to be like, well, that worked so well last time. Let me try to attack this dude again with 2 chips, 2 dice. I rolled a 2. 1 kind of fell out of my hand, but we're just going to stay with it. So that is what it is. 2 damage. Now the Royal Talon can attack. It's going to take off my last range fortification. So the Muskeg is not going to be long for this world. And it's going to be highly ineffective next turn to do anything, which is, you know, a little sad. We now go back to the Narora. Leading minion, 1, 2, 3. Arcbright, 1, 2. Unvase, 1, 2. Yeah, he only moves 2 because he's slow. We're not going to trigger Master Distortion. Probably won't trigger Master Distortion for a couple of rounds, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beginning of my turn, I would have moved the Creeping Vines back into there. I just want to try to keep them alive at this point. All right, Heirs' turn. So again, creep, I will read what that does. At the start of each of your turns or in the onslaught phase, the Spire may move onto any adjacent non-path hex. Heirs are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Royal Talon goes 1, 2. Joust goes 1, 2. Joust goes 1, 2. They both quick strike. Muskeg is quickly running out of its life source. But again, we added a fortification chip, so it's still alive for now. But again, next attack of at least 2 strength is going to kill it. So they all move. Spires fire. Spires are adjacent to nothing. They cannot fire. And that is all. The Narora is going to go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And Vase goes 1, 2. Again, he still has terrain allotment for trees, woods. What do they call it? Nothing. They just they don't even give it a name. Woods. Excellent. We now go to the Heirs' turn. So leading minions the Harrier. The Harrier has a movement of 4. There is no path that it can use all 4 of its movement while making progress, so it's just not going to. But it can use a path with 3 of its movement, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and that's max progress for it this turn. Now notice, Drift is incorporeal, but other units can't move through it. It can just move through other units, is how that works. The Royal Talon's going to move 1, 2. The Joust is going to go 1, 2. This Joust is going to go 1, 2. They all quick strike. That's fine. The Royal Talon is not a quick strike. The Harrier is quick strike. The Harrier is going to choose between a minion it can damage or a spire it could damage. It's going to choose the spire, so it's going to knock off that fortification chip. And now my spires are going to fire. The Creeping Vines does not have air defense, so it cannot attack the Royal Talon. Unfortunately, the Muskeg is going to roll 2 dice against the Harrier. It did a 2 and a 0, so we defeated the Harrier. And the next Harrier comes out, and that gives us 1 source, so that gets us up from 7 to 8. And again, they already attacked, so since this minion stack already attacked with Quick Strike, the next minion that's revealed does not attack this turn. The Royal Talon will go ahead and knock the fortification chip off of the Creeping Vines. Again, the Creeping Vines still cannot attack the Royal Talon because it does not have air defense. The Narora goes. Drift is going to go 1. It's going through the Harrier. We're going to steal a source from it. 1, 2, 3. The Arcbright's going to go... Yeah, I think that makes sense. The Arcbright's going to go 1. And Vase is going to go 1, 2. I don't want to get it stuck by the Royal Talon, because the Royal Talon could kill it, which is bad. The Joust is... Nope, I'm sorry. No Joust. So that's that. Spires fire. There are no air spires around to fire. I'm wondering if I explore this, but if it has foreboding, I might regret that. For sure. I will not reveal that. The Arcbright... I really am worried about that Royal Talon. It's super nasty. Super nasty. Arcbright does have range to the Royal Talon. The Royal Talon's going to kill the Arcbright too. I will explore this. It is the Grizzled Oak. Kind of like that. Yeah, we'll reveal that. It has 6 health, and if we defeat it, we get a Spire, and that could be a good location for a free Naroran Spire for sure. The Drift is still going to attack the Harrier. The Harrier retaliates for 2. Oh, it's so bad. Then why am I attacking the Harrier? No, the Drift will attack the Grizzled Oak. The Grizzled Oak retaliates for 2. Arcbright's going to attack the Royal Talon and get that down to only 2 health. I think with looking what else I have going on, that makes the most sense. It's Forest. Yes, thank you, Lee. Forest, plains, mountains, path, water. Excellent. So, the uh, heirs are going to go. The leading minion, the Harrier, is stuck. The Royal Talon goes 1-2. The Joust goes 1-2. The Joust goes 1-2. The Harrier is going to attack. Oh, this works out well. The Harrier is going to attack a minion it can defeat before it attacks a spire it can damage. So it's actually going to defeat the Drift. The Drift does not go back on my barracks. It goes into the Forgotten Graves. The Royal Talon is now going to attack the Arcbright. The Arcbright's out, so I've lost both my minions. Oh, the Royal Talon would not attack till after my Spires fire, so that's the out of order. So the Muskeg is going to has air defense. It's going to attack the Royal Talon. Did I forget to move the Jousts? No, I moved the Jousts. I'm pretty sure I moved the Jousts. Someone tell me if I didn't move the Jousts. Why do I still have 2 Jousts? The Muskeg's going to attack the Royal Talon because it has 1 range chip. So again, the natural range for the for Spires is 1, and then every range chip gives it 1 additional range. Please roll at least a 2. There we go. So the Royal Talon is out. So like whiffing on this early was really bad. Had I gotten at least 2 damage to the Muskeg, the Royal Talon would have died a lot earlier, and I would not have lost my Arcbright. So that makes me a little bit sad, but at least I had the Arcbright, do that 1 damage to put this in a place for this Muskeg to finish it off. That's going to be 4 source. That's 9-13. There must be a big learning curve to become efficient in this game. Yeah, it's crazy. Very big. And that's fine. I can't remember if I moved the Joust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 10. That 5 movement. I'm pretty sure I moved them. Yeah, the Harrier's double movement, so it's not surprising they were that far ahead. But the Talon got here, and the Talon only had 2 too, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh yeah, that's it. We did that right. You don't lose the Arcbright. Why not? The Talon attacks 3. Why don't I lose the Arcbright, Marty? Oh yeah, somewhat smarter than me. This is why I need to play this, people. Yeah, that's right. I attacked out of turn. That's where the quick strike really throws me off. Like, and I think it just makes the learning curve. Yeah. So the Talon would have died before he attacked the Arcbright, and that's brilliant. That actually. Oh no, that's not. I actually wanted to kill this dude with Envase, but that's fine. We'll make that work. We will make that work. Yeah, I can use that to my advantage. That's fine. I'm going to lose the Arcbright in a second anyway, so just hang with me. All right, we're now going to go to the Narora's turn. The Arcbright is going to attack the Harrier. The Harrier is doing 2 damage back. I'm trying to save as many chips as I can on this Muskeg, so I don't want to. I'm fine with just letting the Arcbright die this way. And Vase will come here just because he's going to try to be a little opportunistic. The Joust is going on the Heirs' turn now. The Harrier is stuck. Joust goes 1-2. Joust goes 1-2. The Harrier is going to attack a unit it can defeat. So now the Arcbright's out. These Jousts have quick strike, but they have nothing to attack. Now my Spires fire. This Muskeg is going to attack. That's oh man, I was hoping to kill the Harrier with Envase, but that's fine. The Muskeg is going to attack the Harrier. It does 3 damage. The Harrier is out. That's 1 more source that gets us up to 14. This is out. This goes into the barracks for the Heirs. My turn. 2, 1, 2. I could potentially kill this soon. The Joust goes 1-2. This Joust goes 1-2. quick strike. This joust does an attack on the muskeg. This joust attacks the grizzled oak. The grizzled oak retaliates and does 2 damage to the joust. Now my spires fire. I'm going to roll 1 die. I'll roll a die against this joust instead of this joust because I want to kill this joust with Anvase. And we do 1 damage to that joust. Actually, I can kill this joust with Anvase. No, it makes more sense to do this one. Narora's turn. Narora's going to move 1. Anvase attacks, kills that joust. We're going to add another attack fortification. And we get 2 source, so we go from 14 to 16. Heirs' turn. This joust goes 1-2. Quick strike. There's nothing to attack it with. There's nothing for it to attack. The muskeg is going to roll 1 die against it. I rolled 1 damage. Anvase is going to go here. It's doing 3 attack. You know what? I would have moved the creeping vine the last couple of turns because it would have been out of harm's way, and I wanted to get it on this side of that source well. Anvase has 2 attack chips now, so he has an attack of a 3. It's going to kill the grizzled oak, and I'm going to build a... I'm going to build a mill. Build a minaret spire over here. Minaret spire comes in with 2 attack chips, and I'm sorry, a monolant spire. Monolant spire has connected and air defense, so it comes in and has 2 attack chips and a fortification chip. Now it only has a 2 upgrade, which is unusual because it already comes in with 3 chips. So connected is every time I get a Naroran spire on the board that has connected, for each additional one, I will be able to add basically 1 more circle to the monolith. So effectively, if I get 2 more connected spires out, I can put another chip underneath this. When note to when you kill the grizzled oak, you get a reward of a spire. You can put that spire out without worrying about influence restrictions for sure. Your spires would attack. I don't think you would have moved the spire as it would have been hit with a joust. No, it wouldn't have been because the jousts were here and here, and then they were here and here. Well, the here and here I killed it. The spire would not have been because I could have moved it there when the joust would have moved there, and then I could move it there, and the joust went there. So yeah, it would not have been attacked at all, for sure. There was definitely a window where I could have moved it for sure. I thought it through because I would have moved it here to be adjacent, and then they would have moved away from me, and then the joust would have moved. Just the timing of how they attack would have been fine. So we put a monolith there. Anvase could do his upgrade thing. Oh, so Anvase just attacked, right? So yeah, he would have had to. I'm wondering if I could have done matter distortion and then attacked. I couldn't because then I would have lost all my upgrade chips. That's fine because I'm going to want to put an earthscape there so I can get a bunch of spires in this range to do some damage. All right. Joust is going to go 1-2. Joust does a quick strike, and then the shrubbery rolls 2 attack dice, and it kills the joust. We get 2 more source, gets us up to 18 source. That officially ends the round. There are no other minions on the board. So it just triggers immediate. There's no minions on the board at all. It triggers immediate end of round. That is air defense. That makes me sad. To decide. Having Anvase around there with the 3 attack is super nice, but I'm tempted to do that matter distortion pretty quick. So we go to wave 2. We lost 1 spire. We're about to lose a 2nd spire. Remember, every spire we lose means 1 more spire that the heirs build, which is super crispy. I have a source well I could build on there. I have a source well I could build on here. I never flipped that, so that's. Maybe I should probably go explore what that is next round. and that could change some things. But another source well on the board as well. So I already did the first thing where I observed the source sabbath, right? So that's one. I have one renown going in. Whee! We're good. So now we need to do the rest of this game. So we're going to go to the event phase, no event, income phase, no income, market phase as normal. So we're going to put these 3 chips away, and now I can spend source 3 freely for the rest of the game. The 3 market chips we have are the fashioner, the twin barrel, bunker, and the mountaineer. The mountaineer is a hunter. There's 2 attack, 3 movement. This is a really strong minion, dude. Woof. So it does 2 damage. It does 3 damage to it has move 3. It does 2 hunter, the landmark chips, it has 1 attacking and landmark does +1 damage. I like you. Yeah, I think I get the hunter, dude. That's really sick. Spending 3 source on the hunter, that gets replaced. The next Earthscape's revealed for that. So when you get a landmark chip, when you get a merc, you're gonna basically, I can put any tile under it, indicate that it's my for the Naroran. So it's now basically a Naroran unit, and this hunter has 4 health. That's a really, I'm surprised it's only 3 source. It's a very, very strong merc minion. I don't think I've seen him in a while, because I think he would stand out. So I'm definitely gonna recruit him. I need all the help I can get in this this crazy little scenario. Now I have 15 source left. I am going to build. Remember, I don't get these guys back in my barracks yet, so I need to upgrade my Forgotten Graves at some point. I'm going to spend 3 source to put a portal out. Now, the portal's interesting. It has no ability to upgrade. Once it's on the board, it is what it is. If it gets destroyed, it gets destroyed. You cannot do anything with adding upgrade chips to it. But it comes into play with 2 fortification chips. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to spend 3 more source to put another portal here. Now, they both have the Naroran Rift ability. Now, what's Naroran Rift? Naroran Rift is Naroran units may move onto this chip as if it were a Path Hex. Units that move onto the spire are teleported to another chip or spire of your choice with Naroran Rift or a Rift Walk, if able. If the destination chip is currently occupied by another unit or group of units, those units are defeated. Defeating opposing groups' units this way grants the reward for only the top unit. So I'm going to be able to get my units from there all the way to there right away, which is super strong. Additionally, I have 9 more source. I'm going to spend all 9 to get my first 2 upgrades of my Azure Temple. And the first upgrade means once per wave, I can spend 1 source per damage to negate up to 2 damage to my Fortress Gate. My Fortress still retaliates even if all damage is disregarded. So that's level 1. Number 2 is my source capacity is now 30. During the next income phase, I gain plus 10 source. So my source is down to 0, but I'm going to put this on top of this to now know that it's going to be a 10. Now, no, special rules to the scenario. The heirs have this spire in play. They're going to deploy from here as opposed to from here. So they're only saving 1 movement, but they're going to start a little bit sooner. And when they defeat the Muskeg, they're that even more. They're going to keep encroaching into this territory. All right, seeing no comments. I'm going to do the build phase and the prep phase for the heirs. I did the build phase for me. So the build phase for the heirs, they're going to build Academy Pack 2. That means every time their minions destroy something, they will become promoted. Now, a lot of the heirs minions are already promoted in this scenario, so this isn't going to be a huge deal. But it's just one more thing to keep in mind. And now they're going to construct a high-rise spire. And they're going to construct that on one of their fortress source wells. It has 2 attack chips and a range chip, and they're going to put that right there. They are going to put into play this turn a non-upgraded Windrush, an upgraded Royal Talon. There's going to be 5 health underneath that grouping. We're going to have a upgraded Joust, another upgraded Joust. They're going to be grouped. So there's 4 health underneath that grouping. Again, they're already upgraded, so if they defeat anything, it's not going to matter. And underneath that, we're going to have just a non-upgraded Harrier, and there's going to be 2 health underneath that. So this is the deployment stack for the Heirs. I like the fashion of more as insanely strong in the scenario. Just a thought. Improve. Yeah. No, it's not crazy. It's I'm remembering it just being very source intensive, which has me a little. When this unit ends its movement adjacent to a friendly spire, you may spend 2 source to add upgrade to that spire, ignoring upgrade capacity. Yeah. I just don't think I'm going to have the source to make use of him this turn, and I think having another minion in play this turn is going to help me more, especially one that has 2 attack, where I can start digging into some of these fortification chips. So I think I might be, you know, a little in the 4 health. I mean, again, that's just bad. I might be a little off in that assessment, but this is kind of what I'm going to go with at this moment. But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I just don't think I'm gonna have the source to really to make use of it. So let's spend my 5 CP. So it's 5 number. My CP is 5 plus 1 for each Naroran Spire I have in play. Remember, I got 1 in play because I defeated the Grizzled Oak, and then I just bought 2 portals, so that's 3. So I have a CP of 8. I want to put into play the Bishop. I like the Bishop as his 5. And the Arc Bright. I think that'll be strong. I like the range. I like the air defense. I think that will kind of get some things done and will give me a chance to really knock down any spires that are developed. So we're gonna have 4 health here on the Bishop and 3 health on the Arcbite. So remember, the Bishop has moved 2, air defense, range 3, attacks with 2, 4 health, and it has 5. Maybe I don't do that. I might prefer the drift. Hunter 3. Arc Break cost me 3. No, I'll bring the medium in play. Let's do the medium. We'll mess with the medium. The medium has some interesting skills. The medium has possessed, leaves groups if grouped. After or instead of this unit's movement, you may place it underneath an adjacent ungrouped opposing faction minion. It can control that minion. When the controlled minion loses health or is defeated, this unit loses health or is defeated instead. When this unit is defeated, return control of the opposing minion to its owner. So we have the medium, which costs me 3 CP, so that's command points. Bishop cost me 5 CP, so that's my 8 CP, and then we have the Mountaineer as well. We're going to put the Mountaineer and the medium on top of the Bishop. And we'll do it like that. Whew! All right. The Heirs are going to have priority in wave 2. Woof. Okay. The Windrush is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. The Joust is going to move 3, and this Joust and this Harrier is going to move. It can only move 3. It can't move 4 while making progress, so it's going to go 1, 2, and 3. The Harrier has no one to attack. The Joust has no one to attack. Remember, the upgraded Joust has Eager and Fury Kick. So Fury Kick means when it attacks, it does 2 damage to all adjacent opposing units. And when it has Eager, when it attacks a unit, it displaces the unit first. That can be super, super bad. I don't like him at all. The Windrush has just Transport and Assault. So when it attacks, before it attacks, yeah, it's gonna take care of this muskeg. Yeah, I think it just removes a chip before it even goes to attack. Assault. When this unit attacks a spire, read the bottom upgrade before dealing damage. Muskeg is out. I could have tried to spend 2 CP to kind of keep that around, but with assault, it was gonna go down eventually this round. I don't think it was enough upside there to try to save that sucker. We roll the event die. I rolled a 3. We get another minaret, I think. Yes. So we get another minaret spire. Minaret. Nope, that's a high rise minaret. And it has 2, 2, 2. Goes there. Woof. Those are nasty, nasty spires. Thanks, Windrush. Now, the upgrade of the assault's almost better, but it does 2 damage, but it doesn't have the assault upgrade, so it depends on the situation. Assault could be super nasty. My turn. I'm going to move the medium, going 1, 2, teleports there immediately, 3. Yeah. The Mountaineer is going to go 1, 2, teleports here, immediately 3. And the bishop goes 1, 2, teleports here immediately. Or the bishop has air defense, which is I definitely am excited to have all 3 of them there with the Naroran Rift. Anvas is going to just move 1. Spires fire. There's none that are in range. The minaret has 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It can only get to here or here. We will explore. See what this sucker is. It is the Grail Wasps. Excellent. The Grail Wasps have 2 health. The Mountaineer will just kill it, and we'll get 3 source. And now we have another open source well. I'm going to pause this for a second. And we're back. All right, so that worked well. I definitely don't want to lose any more spires. So hopefully I have enough units to make some magic happen here. The heirs are going to go. Leading minion is the Windrush. They get that next turn. Right. Oh, the Windrush also upgrades because of Academy Peak 2. It does not change their health. It just changes their movement and does some other nasty things. So that's not great. Knowing that, I would have moved this here and here instead. I think that's just a better situation. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because now he's moving 5. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's frustrating. So the Windrush goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It doesn't matter. We can choose which one we want. The Joust goes 1, 2, 3, and the Harrier goes 1, 2, 3. It cannot move its full 4. The Windrush has Quick Strike. It does 2 damage to the Hunter. The Hunter retaliates, does 2 damage to the Windrush. My Spires fire. I have no Spires in range to attack the Windrush. I'm not going to actually build a Spire here because it's very dangerous to do that. Here's what I don't understand about the medium, and like I haven't really explored a medium all that much. Doing it on, say I take control of the Joust. Does the minaret attack the medium, or no? Because it'd be attacking the Joust. So I think the minaret wouldn't attack the. Does the minaret attack the joust? Marty, help! Hey guys, looking to purchase that Tune was mains under Cloudspire solo play. Wow, you have enough time? Joseph, you're asking. I'm going to go back to my original, and someone needs to tell me how medium works because I'm not smart enough to figure out the Narora, man. They got too much going on. So there's only one retaliation to, because if I could do what I think I can do now, possess is banana strong. So the medium took 2 damage, did 1 damage in return, and the mountaineer is full health. Joseph, yeah, dude, they're very different, man. I mean, I Maze Knight's hard to go wrong with. It's just, it stood the test of time, man. It's a widely incredible game. Too Many Bones is a super pricey endeavor. I mean, you're spending a lot of money to get it, and there's tons of expansions. And if you like it, I mean, you could easily spend $1,000 on Too Many Bones before blinking, just with the number of gear locks. I mean, you can get a really decent set of Too Many Bones with like just Undertow, the base game, Splice and Dice, a couple gear locks. I mean, you could probably like a 354. You could just get the base game and see if you like it. You're going to want more content though if you do. Each of the gear locks that you get really enhances the game and enhances the experience of the game. So, at least in my mind, solo play, you're probably going to want to play 2 gear locks too. The 1 gear lock playthroughs get old pretty quick because you see the same encounters over and over and over again. And 2 gear locks, you get a lot more synergies, and it's just a harder game at 2 gear locks, generally speaking. I think it's just better balance for 2. Cloudspires, I like Cloudspire more than Too Many Bones, but it's a lot. I mean, if you've done like heavy games and you like that super thinky learning process, I mean, Cloudspire is one of the least favorite experiences I had in learning a game. I did not enjoy learning this at all. I'm still learning it in some ways, but I've grown to really love it. But Maze Knights, Maze Knight, Spirit Island are my 2 favorite games. I'd be reluctant to recommend anyone go into a Chip Theory Games game. It also depends on what your solo experiences are. But if you're like, if you're pretty new to solo gaming, like, I don't know if any of those 3 are the right answer, to be honest. Just from a realistic standpoint. But I think Maze Knight's going to give you just a lot more replayability. It's a lot more consistent experience. Too Many Bones is very unbalanced, but that's like a feature, not a bug. But it's wildly unbalanced. I mean, you'll have games where like you get killed before you even have a turn, so it's kind of zany. You kind of got to get into the world, and just understand that just comes with the game. So like but it's super fun. It's just a different kind of thing. But if you're looking for like card management, deep strategy, and like wound management stuff, and you're not turned up by the math of like a big ornate battle with like 7 enemies, like Maze Knight's really where to go for me. All right, so yeah, I have so many questions about medium, but that's fine. We're going to try this out. So after instead of this unit's movement, you may place it on top of an adjacent ungroup affection minion. That unit becomes inactive. Any damage dealt to this unit is removed from the inactive minion's health. No, I'm sorry, that's possessed. After a set of this minion, you place it underneath an adjacent ungroup approach, gain control of that minion. So yeah, medium's going to go 1, 2, 3, and it's going to go underneath the joust. The mountaineer is going to go 1, 2, 3. And Vase is going to go 1, 2. Oh, shoot. Minions have to go first. Bishop's going to go 1. The Bishop's going to go 1, 2. And then Envase is just going to move 1. Shoot. Now, Bishop's going to go 1, 2. And Vase is going to go 1, 2. All right. I've taken control of the joust, so now I have Quick Strike and I have Eager. I'm going to attack and Fury Kick. I'm going to attack the minaret using a Quick Strike from the joust because I control it with the medium. And that means I do that, and I do 2 damage to all adjacent opposing minions. I'm controlling the joust, so the Harrier is an opposing minion to me. So I've defeated the Harrier. That gives me 2 source. And again, I knocked off the bottom fortification chip of the minaret. That's the only quick strike I have. Now the minaret, I don't think will attack the joust because the joust is like not an opposing unit. I find stasis much stronger. I agree generally. I was super intrigued by the possess. I always play as the spires do attack the possessed unit. I could be wrong. I have never checked. I use it as conduit size. I find stasis much stronger. That quick strike was super enticing to me. enticing to me. All right. Because I was just looking at that Fury kick. There was like a lot I kind of liked about what was going on there. Anyway, the Minaret's going to attack 1, 2, 3. I'll have it attack the Mountaineer because I just think that makes more sense anyway. So the Minaret still has range to the Mountaineer. I don't want it to attack the medium. So it's doing how much damage to the Mountaineer? It rolls 2. That's 2 damage to the Mountaineer. I think the Mountaineer is not going to be long for this world. Oh, this should work well. Yeah, the Mountaineer is going to attack the Windrush. Just 2 damage. The Windrush retaliates and kills the Mountaineer. Thank you for your service. And now Anvase is going to attack the Windrush and kill the Windrush. And reveals the Royal Talon underneath with 5 health. Movement 2. The Creeping Vines would have moved over there on my turn. Windrush is out. The Bishop now has... the Bishop is going to get walloped. The Bishop... Never mind. The Windrush only had 2 health left. The Bishop would have killed the Windrush. I do not want to... He has air range. He has air defense, but since he's adjacent to the Royal Town would retaliate for 3, and that's just super bad. So, Anvase is just going to not attack. Anvase would have actually just moved up. No, Anvase would have moved back there and just gotten out of the way a little bit. Again, I got no information I didn't have had I thought it through, so I'm just going to move him back and just get him out of the way. Royal Talon only has 2 movement. The portal's going to take a hit, but that's fine. I'll worry about building something there later. And then obviously we have this joust that's going to be a concern later once the medium dies. All right, the Heirs' turn. The Royal Talon is going to move 1, 2. He is going to he doesn't have quick strike. He's going to do 2 damage to the portal. Air defense. He could defeat that. It's not good. I have no range on a monolith. Oh, this Royal Talon's a pain in the butt. Air defense there. The Heirs are going to go. That's so crazy. Like, does it attack or not? All right, I'm going to look this up. I got to look it up. Cloudspire. Do opposing spires attack medium possess? Spire attacks. Cloudspire. Medium possess. Attack spires. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find this. Medium. Right, because if I'm controlling it, it's considered opposing. I guess that would make sense. It's an unfortunate location because I'm not gonna actually be in a spot to attack. Cloudspire medium. Attacked by opposing spires, Narora. Yeah, it doesn't say. Does not say. I'm with that. Um, uh, yeah, this Royal Talon is awful. So this medium is going to be super dead. Wonder if I let the Royal Talon go though, and I can use the bishop to start really getting that minaret down. This joust is going to start being an issue too. All right. Advance is going to go 1-2 and head back here. Creeping Vines will move beginning my turn. Abase is going back here. Joust goes 1-2-3. And Bishop's going to go 1-2. Do I do 2 damage to the Royal Talon or do I do damage to the Minaret? Well, first of all, Spires at the fire. I think it would make sense because I am an opposing unit since I have taken control. I think the Minaret would attack the unit I possessed anyway because damage is going to me. Oh, there's 2 jousts there. Oh, that's super interesting. All right, so we're attacking with the Minaret against that joust, which is really the medium. It does 2 damage. The medium is dead. That goes in the Forgotten Graves. Joust is now back in town. And then the bishop, there's nothing else. This spire already fires, so no other spires can fire. This bishop is actually going to attack and take off that fortification upgrade there. I still have my limited build. I can't add to that. I could build a spire here. There's only 1 attack chip there, which is annoying. That's about to change. Yeah, I can build a spire on my next turn. All right. Heirs' turn. Royal Talon goes 1-2. Joust goes 1-2-3. My spires. This spire could not attack the Royal Talon because it's not of air defense. This spire does, so it's going to roll 1 die against the Royal Talon. We did 1 damage. The Royal Talon is going to attack and take an attack upgrade off of the Creeping Vines. Creeping Vines, remember, I can rebuild that a little bit. We still have room for 2 more upgrades. This monolith has been a little useless so far, but that is fine. The bishop's going to go. It's going to move here. And Vase is going to go 1. Oh, before I do that, Creeping Vines are going to stay. I'm going to spend 4 to put another monolith on the board because now I have these 2 attack chips back. So 2 attack chips and a fortification. So that's my first limited build. And I'm probably going to do another limited build just on upgrades, but I need to get some source back before I can do that. The Abase is going to go 1-2. The bishop's going to go 1. The bishop's getting attacked by the minaret with 2 dice. It takes 3 damage, because of course it does. And then the bishop will attack the joust and do 2 damage. The joust retaliates and defeats the bishop. Bishop goes in Forgotten Graves. The heirs are going to go. Royal Talon goes 1-2. Again, if it defeats anything, it will upgrade, and that'd be super bad. So fortunately, it has not defeated anything yet. The joust goes 1-2-3. The joust does a quick strike. The monolith's going to roll 2 dice to attack. The creeping vines, I'll do that on my turn. Monolith's going to attack the joust, does 2 damage. We've killed the joust. There's 1 more joust left, 4 health. We get 2 source, that gets us up to 3. Beginning of my turn, creeping vines are going to move here. The muskeg will be able to attack the Royal Talon again. 1 damage, sucker's down to 3 health. Creeping vines is going to move here. Unvase, 4 health is not good. Good thing is the joust is going to end up here and not going to kill that portal. So I don't need to spend any source just yet. We never were able to reveal that, unfortunately, because when I controlled the joust, I was over there. I never got adjacent to that. I do want to reveal that at some point. The fact that these suckers have air defense is super annoying, because they didn't, I could make him flying, which would be way better. Way better. All right. Anvase is going to get out the way. Oh, do I want to put a thing in place? That's an idea. Get some attack chips back. Yeah, Vase is going to go 1-2. After its movement, it's going to trigger matter distortion. It's going to lose these attack upgrades, and it's going to put this Earthscape here. Oh, it can't. I can't block the path. I could put it this way. Yeah, I could put it that way. That's fine. Let's make that. I can get another spire there at some point, and that'll be good. So again, matter distortions look really interesting. Before or after this unit's movement, you may acquire the top risk of the market to place it so that it covers at least 1 hex on the isle this unit occupies, ignoring influence restrictions. And now I've turned over to my flying side, which means that the joust can't attack me. I wasn't going to be very helpful in attacking the joust anyway, so this kind of just works out. And we'll see. And now, yeah, hopefully I should be able to defend what I need to defend to make sure that they don't defeat a spire here. I'll spend 2 source for my second optional build, and we'll get a defense for this creeping vine. But I really wanted to get attack chips back so I could build. When I build the next spire, I will actually be able to do some attacks over here. And now I made the Royal Talon have to go a bit of a gauntlet next time it goes around, as it tries to get close, because there's a Royal Talon every freaking turn. All right, that is an Narora turn. The Royal Talon's going to go 1-2. The joust goes 1-2-3. Nothing has range to attack the sucker. The Royal Talon's taking out the fortification chip from here. And Voss is going to move 1, 2. Nope. It will go after a hero before a spire, right? I think it's hero, then spire, then faction minion. Yeah. And Voss is going to back up into the corner. No one puts a Basse in the corner. I put Basse in the corner. It is what it is. The Jousts are going to go 1, 2. Nope. That's it. That's my turn. The Heirs are going to go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Quick strike. I'll take out that fortification upgrade. And now my spires fire. There's going to be 2 spires firing against a joust. They both roll 1 die each. That's 2 damage. Would have been nice if I got 3. The Muskeg's going to attack. It does have air defense, attacking the Royal Talon with 2 dice, 3 damage. We've killed the Royal Talon. That was a nice roll. That's 4 more source to get us up to 5. And that's the end of the Heirs' turn. The Roar's going to go 1, 2, 3. Heirs' turn 1, 2. Quick strike. Remove that attack chip. The Shrubbery is going to attack the Joust. 1 damage. The Roar is going to go. Air defense is so stupid. We have all terrain allotment now with Envase, so it's kind of nice, but I would like to defeat something with him. Oh. Great. Yeah, Envase is going to go 1, 2, 3. His movement went from 2 to 3 on this side, and he's going to attack, kill that, and let's give him an attack upgrade. Nah, I want to give him a fortification upgrade, I think. He's not doing much attacking. We'll give him a fortification upgrade. Give him 1 more health. I think we'll give him more flexibility. And that's 2 more source. Alright. I found the campaign. Tony says, I found the campaign for Cloudspire to be more like a string of games, even with the story. Too Many Bones campaign was more interesting. It felt more like an adventure. Yeah, Tony, are you talking about like the campaign mode of sequential tyrants? Or are you just talking about like the single game where it's like one campaign with like 8 days? Because I think that's different. There are different modes to play for Too Many Bones for sure. Rocket says Too Many Bones is easier to learn to teach, but as Greg says, it's a potential money pit if you get into it. Cloudspire is a tough learn, and I'd not like to teach it for multiplayer, but it's a great game. Amazing I stood this has a time and is a complete game in 1 box for the Ultimate Edition. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for everyone else for chipping in. Too Many Bones is like an entire MMO cycle in a 2-hour game. Level up, choose skills, stat upgrades, and get gear. Then kill a raid boss with your leveled up character. Yeah, for sure. All right, so that was an interesting round. I have another source wall on the board. I have Envase on the flying side with a fortification upgrade, which I think is going to be helpful. We only have 7 source, but remember, we're going to the next wave. Being the next wave, I get 10 more source because of the Azure Temple 2. So I have 17 source. I'm going to, for sure, well, I have no more monoliths and I have no more portals, but I'm going to build a refractor. So I'm going to spend 4 in the, well, let me do this in order. Be orderly, Greg. So we go to the event phase, no event. Income phase, no income. Market phase, these all go away. And that gets revealed. These come out. And that's fine. We go to the build phase. We're going to get the air stables reserve 2. And what that means is at the end of the round, when they lose all their minions, they're going to put this minion in play. And I'm just going to put this sucker there with this on it to remind me that that comes into play at the end of every round. My build phase, I'm going to spend 4. I go from 17 down to 13. I'm building the refractor with 2 attack chips and a range upgrade, and that's going to go there. How many Naroran spires do I have in play? 5. Excellent. Remember, all my units that have been killed are here. I don't need them back just yet, but, you know, it's a thing to be considered for the future. A portal struggling, I cannot rebuild it at all, so that's a problem. Connected, for everyone that has connected, my my 3 things that I've connected, they have actually 2 extra upgrades. So I can spend 4 to get a range upgrade on this spire. Wait, I can add a range upgrade to a spire even if it doesn't have a range chip, right? That has to be the case. Yeah, it'd be so stupid. You can't add a range chip to a unit that doesn't have range, but you can add a range up unit chip to a spire that doesn't have ranged. I'm going to spend 2 to get a fortification chip here. 2 to get a fortification chip here. And 2 to get a fortification chip here. If I lose that spire, so be it. I'm out of fortification chips, so no more of those are coming into play. I did add 1 ton. Vase, I still think that makes sense. He needs the extra health. All right, so that's all my build. I have 3 left, and I'm just not going to upgrade my fortress, which is a little gambly, but like I think it just makes this most sense. Or let me do this. I'm going to not spend the 2 source for that. I'm going to spend the 3 source to get these limited build options come out. I'm going to spend 3 source to upgrade the pavilion to get the Lumia delegation. Is that the pavilion? No, this is the pavilion. And then I can spend 2 more source to get 1 additional CP. I can spend 2 source for 1 CP or 4 source for 2 CP. I needed an upgrade there. I definitely wanted that range chip. The 2 attack is huge. And I definitely, you know what? Maybe I don't need that one. Yeah, I'll take away that fortification. So I would say 4 for 2 more CP. That's probably smarter. So I spent all my stuff. So I had 17. I spent 4 for this monolint. I spent 4 for this range upgrade. So that's down to 9. I spent 2 for a fortification chip here. That is, no, what did I upgrade? I spent, it's 9. I spent 3 for, math is hard. I spent 3 for the Lumia delegation. No, this is I built the refractor, right? I spent 4 for the refractor, 4 for this thing, 2 for this fortification chip, 3 for the Lumia delegation, and then 4 more for 2 extra CP. That is final answer. Excellent. I'm going to do the build. I'm going to do the prep phase for the Harriers first, or the Heirs first. The Harriers first. The Windrush is going to come out. It's non-upgraded, and it's going to have an upgraded Harrier underneath. So only an upgraded Harrier. Not that bad. 5 health goes there. The 2 upgraded Harriers. They have 2 health each. You have an upgraded Joust and a Royal Talon, a non-upgraded Royal Talon underneath. That's grouped. So that's 4 health there. And remember, when all the minions are defeated, if that happens, because things could go very awry, that Joust will come in because they have Stables 2 reserves. All right, I have to do my prep phase. So with the Lumia delegation, I bought 2 more CP, and I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Naroran spires in play. So it's 5 plus 5 plus 2. So I have 12 CP to spend. I want the bishop again because it's awesome. I would like the Arcbright. So that's 8. I have Stasis is interesting. That would be 12. And I don't hate that. Unless I get some drifts. I could get 2 drifts. I wish something had Rift Walk, because my problem is I'm going to get a little jammed up. Could do this. I could do Drift Rip, Bishop, Arcbright. And just no conduit. The Windrush having Assault is super nasty. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get these 4. 2 drifts have 3 health each. The Arcbright has 3 health. The Bishop has 4. One of them's going to have to go the long way around because, again, I only have 2 portals. I have no landmark chip that has Rift Walk because the Roaring Rift and Rift Walk can work together. But that didn't come together for me. I don't think I want the heroes. The second hero, the last hero for the Narorans is super pricey. 8 is just bananas, dude. Call minion. Only 2 movement. Oh yeah, this range 2. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a pricey hero. I'm sure she's awesome, but I don't see how I put that on the board. All right, let's see what we can do. Heirs, the Narora's first. We're gonna go 1, 2, transport here. 1, 2, transport here. Arcbright is gonna go 1, 2, come here. And then the bishop, I could go 1, 2, but if he transports here, the Arcbright's defeated. So the bishop's gonna go the long way around. It's gonna take him a while, but he'll get there eventually. And then Anvase has 3, 1, 2, 3. See how useful he can be. Oh, did I screw that up last turn? They should have deployed from there. Yeah, the movement should have been 1 ahead. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the movement should have been 1 ahead last turn. It's so many things. Yeah, super annoying. It actually, I think, hurt me more than it helped me. We wouldn't have been able to attack that. I can't refigure that. What's the actual wording of this? Heirs will deploy from the air closest to an Naroran fortress gate. Will deploy from. Yeah, because they would deploy from here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would have been everything would have been one moved up than it was because this was clearly in play. At some point, they would have got grouped up, but ultimately, when I did the possess thing, it would have been here. I would not have been able to do a quick strike. I still had that attack that, so we could have done 1, 2, 3. We would have been able to. We would have effectively worked at the same because I could have just. It would still would have attacked the Mountaineer, and I could have actually done the quick strike over there. I would have killed the Harrier, so it would have been on subsequent turns. I might have been able to explore there, but I think ultimately it would have come out about the same result. But yeah, just a lot of little rules. It's really easy to forget and super annoying. So Windrush is going to play from here. Woof. That's not great. So 1. Oh, that monolith could not die. And I'm out of money. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Harriers 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's equal distance. I don't have to move it here. I could move it. I can go here or here. I'm moving this here with that assault. That's awful. Harrier is going 1, 2, 3, 4. The Joust is going 1, 2, 3. Remember, they deploy from the Heirs faction closest to the Naroran gate. That's clearly that thing over here. All right. Now they're going to attack. The Harrier is going to attack a. Ooh. Yeah, I think I just defeat that drift. The Windrush will attack first. It's going to attack the Drift. The Drift's going to retaliate for 1 damage. The Harriers are now going to attack a minion it can defeat. Oh, no, I can't because it's not a quick strike. The Harrier is going to quick strike against the Monolith. Now my Spires are going to fire. The Monolith's going to attack the Harrier. 1 damage, of course, because I roll good. Wow, that's bad. Now the Windrush will attack. The Windrush is going to attack the Drift. The Drift retaliates for 1, and that's that. The Drift's going to go 1, 2, 3. I steal 2 source. This Drift's going to go. That's still progress. So 1, 2, 3. Steal a source. 3 source. The Arcbright's going to go 1, 2. And the Anvase is gonna move 1, 2. The Bishop over here is like, I'm coming, guys. All right. The Arcbright's going the Drift's going to do 1 damage to the Windrush. The Windrush retaliates. Oh, the Spires are going to fire. This Spire is going to fire. Minaret's going to fire at the Drift. 3 damage. That's a more respectable roll. This Drift comes into the Forgotten Graves. Arcbright. So it's fully clear. So the Minaret would have attacked the Drift. The Drift dies. This Drift attacked the Windrush. The Windrush retaliated. Arcbright's going to attack the Harrier. Let's kill one of these Harriers. That's one source, so we're at 3. We're at 4. We got 3 sources for the drifts. And that's that. Nope. I'm not going to kill that Harrier. So that Harrier only has 1 health. I would have attacked the Windrush. And the Windrush would have retaliated against the Arcbright. Trying to save. I do not want another Spire to spawn here. It'd be super, super bad. Now the Heirs go. The Heirs can't move. They're totally stuck. The Harrier is going to attack a minion it can defeat. No, even better. The Windrush is going to attack a minion it can damage. No, Quick Strike. Shoot. Quick Strike goes first. Always goes first for the AI. The Harrier is going to attack a minion it can defeat. It attacks the Arcbright. My Spires are going to fire. The Monolith's attacking this Harrier. Maybe it can actually do more than 1 damage. No, it does exactly 1 damage, which is enough to kill it. We're up to 4 source. The other Harrier comes forth as, hi guys, what's up? He's got 2 health. This Windrush is going to attack the Drift. The Drift retaliates, gets the Windrush down to 1, which is fantastic. I'm worried about this portal. And this Joust is the most likely culprit to destroy that sucker, which is really bad. Creeping Vines are just chilling. Alright, I'm going to spend 2 source to add a fortification upgrade to the Monolith. Then I'm going to spend 2 more source. These are both of my build options. To add a fortification chip to the Creeping Vine. No more air spires except for this portal. And that's just going to be what it be. Remember, Anvase is flying. Yeah, that's fine. Anvase is flying, so I think this will work. So Anvase is coming in here. Heroes can move beforehand. Drift has Incorporeal 1, 2. It's going to steal 2 source. Bishop's coming up the rear. There. Anvase is going to kill the Windrush. We get another Harrier, 2 health. No source gained. Oh, before Anvase attacks, the Minaret would attack the Drift. 1 damage, the Drift is dead. That goes there. Anvase has flying. None of these units have flying. Again, the Royal Talon is buried underneath the Joust, so we don't have to worry about that for a minute. And he's kind of clogging this up. A hero could not prevent their own minions from advancing. They would just be displaced. But a hero could prevent opposing minions from advancing, which is good. Gives us time for this bishop to come. No, wait. He is flying now, so he will be displaced anyway. I stand corrected. I'm correcting myself. This portal is super toast. That's super not good. Alright, because he has flying, he's going to be displaced by the Harrier, the leading minion. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This Harrier goes 1, 2, 3. And this Joust displaces him as well. 1, 2, 3. Quick strikes abound. This Joust is definitely going to defeat this portal because it is a Spire it can defeat. Spires do go back there. We roll the event die. I rolled a 2. We get a refuge spire. The refuge spire has 1 attack upgrade. There are no more attack upgrades, so we're good there. 1 ranged and 1 fortification. And I can, since the refuge spire is supposed to have 3 attack upgrades, I can choose what attack upgrades are missing. I'm just going to put the 1 attack upgrade there. And that sucker is going to be here. You know, knowing that was going to happen, I didn't have the source. I was down the source. I could have, if I had more source, I could have actually given another upgrade to the creeping vines and made sure all the attack upgrades were gone. Arguably would have been smarter to do that than the fortification upgrade because it would have cost the same. But I kind of like getting fortification chips upgrades out of the way. You know, it is what it is. So this dude's just attacking with 1. So that joust already did the quick strike. These Harriers are now going to do their quick strikes. They're going to attack a spire. They can damage. They're just going to take the range upgrades off of those 2. And now my spires will fire. My monolith is going to attack the joust. 2 damage. I rolled a blank and a 2. I'm rolling lots of blanks. This monolith is going to attack this Harrier because it lost its range chip. A 1 of the 1. This Harrier is out. That's 1 source. We're up to 3. This refractor is going to attack this Harrier. Again, none of these have range, so they're just attacking. A 0 and a 2. Wow, I'm rolling so many blanks. At least I rolled a couple of 2s to make up for that. So that's a 4. And now we just have this grouped joust royal talon situation, and then this other joust will deploy when that's out. But we now have a minaret to deal with. Fortunately, again, the minaret should have the refuge. It's not a minaret. It's a refuge. The refuge should have had 3 attack upgrades and ended up only with 1 because I depleted that stack of chips. All right. Anvase is in range of this minaret. Which I don't love. This bishop is... I'm coming, guys! Wait for me. Woof. This creeping vines is just chilling. The shrubbery is in trouble. But again, there's no more attack chips, so like it is what it is. That's fine. So Envase is going to move 1, 2 is not attacking because it does not want to get retaliated against. The bishop's going 1, 2. It has range 3. Oh, that's beautiful. 1, 2, 3. It is going to defeat the joust. Yes. So it's attacking 2, range 3, defeats the joust. The royal talon comes out and has 5 health. And I don't think anything that defeated anything on my end wasn't already up there. Yeah, the joust was already upgraded when it defeated this thing, so it's fine. The refuge, notice, does not have air defense, so it would not be able to attack Anvase. So we got lucky there. That could have been pretty bad. So now the joust is out. That's 2 more source. That gets us up to 6. And we now go to the Heirs' turn. The royal talon moves 2. It attacks a spire. It can damage. It will attack the monolith. Takes care of that fortification upgrade. The monolith has air defense, so it's rolling 2 dice against the royal talon. It does 2 damage. The muskeg has air defense. It's within range. It has a 1 range chip left, so it can attack the royal talon. It does 1 damage. Oh, interesting. The Narora's turn. 1, 2. I really want to defeat that. So The bishop will not attack the royal town. It's going to attack the refuge. Get rid of that fortification chip. Anvase can attack and get rid of that chip. The royal town is flying, so I don't know if we've ever. Again, we could have always displaced it. I'm not sure if I failed to displace it before. I don't think so, because I think it always kind of had. I think it got stuck. I don't think we ever got stuck by it. The royal town's going to go. It can't get closer, so it will stay there. It can attack a spire that it can damage and before it attacks the bishop, so it's going to do 1 damage to that spire. Remember, I really want to get that opened up so I can build another spire there going into next round. So I don't want to start with that refuge on the board. So it attacks the refractor. The monolith's going to roll 2 dice against the royal talon. 2 damage. That's dead. 4 source. It gets up to 10 source. And that's done. That would normally trigger end of round or campfire mode for Anvase. However, remember we have the reserves. So now the joust is going to enter play on the next turn. Now that was the Heirs' turn. Again, he got defeated by a spire. Oh, he would not have attacked first. He does not have quick strike. Ah, man. The quick strike always throws me off, and I've played this game so many times, and I still get screwed up by quick strike. Royal Town is that quick strike, so the refractor does not lose another chip. All right, now it is the Narora's turn. The bishop's going to go 1-2. It's going to defeat this thing. That's 3 more source. We get up to 13. The refuge is out. Done. The joust is moving 1-2. That's it. Really want to take this minaret down. So there's a weird thing in this scenario, which I don't think I remember reading. Yeah, I cannot damage this until all Naroran spires or Heirs spires are out. So it's gonna be a thing to remember. It's a thing to remember. All right. The bishop's gonna go. Anvase is gonna go 1. Bishop's gonna go 1-2. Spires fire. Nothing's in range. Joust is going 1-2. Heirs' turn is done. I have no spires in range. The bishop's gonna go 1-2. Spires are gonna fire. If I moved Anvase in range, it would prioritize the heroic damage over the bishop. I don't want that to happen. Maybe it makes sense. I really want to kill this minaret. It's only 1 source reward, which is super frustrating. The refuge gives 3 source, and the minaret only gives 1. Woof. Bishop's gonna get attacked by 2 dice. Please don't roll a 4. I rolled 2 damage. And now the bishop has range 3. It's gonna knock off one of those range chips. Super nice. The joust goes 1-2. Nothing attacks it. Next. Oh, but now it can defeat it. Oh! Oh, it could have also defeated Anvase. Never mind. Remember, Aspire will attack something you can potentially defeat, and when you figure out if it can potentially defeat it, you assume that it rolls its max roll. Oh, you are totally correct. No! Drift has camouflage. Oh, yeah, that's fine. He would have. That's a good call. So Drift has camouflage, so they couldn't have been attacked by the Spire before, but eventually Drift would have been killed because it would have been adjacent and it would have been a mess. Or even if it got there, it would have died before it attacked. So that's fine. Spire can attack. Thank you, Madi. That's used. I think Joust will play from the Spire too. That is correct. How does that change things? Because I moved it 3 times. So bishop had full health. This had this. Joust was here. Ambase was here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think how that movement went. Yeah, he should have been there. He was there, attacked that. The Royal Talon died because of this monolith. He comes into play. Bishop moves there. Joust, so I just backed up. Joust will deploy from here and go 1, 2. Right. Anvase would move here. Bishop goes here, does 2 damage. Because air defense, because of range 3, the Joust would come here. It would take out the bottom fortification chip, and then the monolith would attack. We killed the Joust. Joust is dead. 2 source. Now we go to campfire mode for Anvase. All right, good catch, Maudie. Thank you for pointing that out. Now the bishop's just going to go. Remember, he was attacked. He got 2 damage done to him. He knocked off that. I'll keep that roll from before because it's virtually this. I mean, it's the same situation. Bishop's going again. Oh, man, I keep rolling blanks for me, but not for them. Bishop goes again. He gets attacked by 2 dice. Give me a blank. Nope, 3 damage. It's not exactly what I needed. Bishop's dead. So yeah, camouflage for the drifts, and everything deploys from here. That was something I was not doing in my warm-up games off screen. So I have no more bishops. I have no more arcbrights. I'm going to need both back, I think. So we're going to go to wave 4. This minaret's down to 3 chips. This minaret still has 6. And then we have this spire over there. We go to the no event, income phase 0, market phase as normal. These go away. I get my limited build options back. Comes out, comes out, comes out. Done. I'm going to spend 3 source to rebuild my portal here. And how much would it take to get all my dudes back? Another 10. Woof. I'm going to spend 10 source to fully upgrade my Forgotten Graves, which means I'm going to get all my units back into their barracks. 1, 2, 3. All right, so Bishop, welcome back. Drift, Arcbright, Drift, Bishop, you. I'm going to spend last 2 source to get a fortification chip onto this. Vase is just chilling. This minaret's still up. It makes me sad. And we now go to figure out the prep phase for the heirs. The heirs are having an upgraded Windrush, and they're having an upgraded Joust. That's going to be 5 health. That assault is super nasty. Bam. They're going to have 3 upgraded Harriers all grouped. 2 health. So everything is upgraded, right? So it doesn't really matter. You know, the idea that they kill something, except the Humminger is not. They have Elfin 1, so we have our first Elfin Kazi. That's going to come out when they deploy. So I'll put it on there now. And then we have an upgraded Royal Talon, which is really nasty. 6 health, attack of 3, and then 3 movement with flying. So this is going to go here, here, and here. Here is a deployment stack for the heirs. Woof. In there first, which is about as not fun as it can get. The Windrush is upgraded now, so it loses assault at least. So we'll no longer be assaulted. So that's helpful. I still only have 5 spires in play, so I'm back to 10. And I had to spend all my source to get my units back, so I can't even do the Lumia delegation deployment. So I'm not going to get those suckers back. Oh boy. I need the bishop for the air defense. That's 5. I think I get an arc bright. She's only got the 2. I really want the 3 movement, dude. I only have 10. I'm going to medium, and I'm going to go with drift. Oh, that's a problem. I'm not going to have enough spaces. I'm not going to have yeah, I'm not going to have spaces to deploy units. All these have path allotment. So if the Windrush is going from here to here, which he will, when I get off the portal, I'll only have room for 1. So that means like I'm only getting 2 units over here, which is a big problem. What else we have over here? Air defense, range 2. I can get. I do the bishop and the evangelist? Evangelist only has move 2, so that's not going to be helpful. Nitrous has move 3, but it costs 6 CP. The void costs 7 CP. Quantum dark. What the hell is that? Wow. That's crazy. The void is really nuts. That could be super helpful, but the minaret only had 2 upgrades. The void would almost be like a no-brainer. But unfortunately, I was not. I rolled really good for their minaret. The Messiah is tricky, man. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Um, yeah, another landmark faction that had Riftwalk would be super helpful. But I did not get it, so I need to figure out how I'm going to adjust. Unless I just the bishop coming up from the rear again is so dangerous, man. I mean, I just got all these suckers are just super vulnerable. joust under there. All right. Well, not gonna get the void. I think it's not getting any better than this. Let's say take the arc bright. The problem with the arc bright is it's gonna super die. Fine, I'll take the arc bright. So that range 3. Maybe we can get to that minaret somehow. Take the drift. Remembering he has camouflage now, and the bishop again will be deploying last. Actually, I could do the bishop before the arc bright because we've already gotten rid of those fortification chips now. So the arc bright will be able to start pinging that off, hopefully at the end of this round. The heirs are going to be first this round. They are deploying from this minaret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This harrier goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's interesting. Humminger 1, 2. Oh, that I don't hate. Harrier goes there. Yeah, I'm digging this. And then the Royal Talon goes. Oh, Royal Talon is flying. Ah, shoot. And a 4 attack. And he deploys from there. That's super bad. It's fine. I still think I'd take out my hero to do this. All right, so the Royal Talon goes 1, 2, 3. Again, Elfinkazi move like heroes. They move before or after minions, and they move when they can get to my hero. The Humminger has roost 2. That means the Elfinkazi's range is 2. It's going to go in there. It does 2 damage to everything adjacent. Before I do that, quick strike. Quick strike 2 damage. And 1 damage. Oh man, I'm gonna lose that portal again, am I? Harry does quick strike, wipes out that fortification. The Windrush does quick strike, wipes out that fortification. All right, my turn. Now the Elfinkasi goes. It does 2 damage to everything adjacent. So 1 Harrier's out. I did not defeat it, so I do not get the source reward. 2 damage and 2 damage. That's the only path the Humminger, the Elfinkasi had to get to Advance, so it did it, but it did 6 damage to its own units, and that I will consider a win. But now the Royal Talon's going to attack. It's going to wipe out Advance, so he just comes out of the game. Oh wait. Oh, I guess you can bring your heroes back? Weird. Is that true? The Naroran units must be placed in Forgotten Graves. They're put in there instead of being removed from Return to Barracks or removed from the game. Can you bring your heroes back? That's cool. I don't mind that. I'll bring Advance back. Great. Make it happen. All right. And now he attacked by quick strike. He attacked by quick strike. And then the Royal Talon attacked after the Elfinkasi moved. Advance's out. And we go from there. The Narora's turn. Drift is going 1, 2, 3. Bishop's going 1, 2. Oh, the monolith could have attacked as well. The monolith has could have rolled 2 dice. It would have rolled 2 dice against the Windrush. We did 2 damage to the Windrush, like that. And again, the portal does not have an attack upgrade. If that portal's defeated while the bishop's on it, I assume the bishop just stays in that location. I don't think that defeats the bishop. That wouldn't be... I don't think there's anything in the rules for that. So I assume... Oh, and then the Arcbright's going to go 1-2. Alright. The Drift is going to kill the Windrush. The Joust comes out. And the Bishop's going to do 2 damage to the Royal Talon. The Heirs' turn. Leading minions to Joust, he's stuck. Harrier's stuck. The Royal Talon's going to go 1, 2, 3. That's not progress though, so we'll just go... The Royal Talon can go 1, 2. Because it's maximum movement while making the same amount of progress. And the Hummingbird goes 1 and it displaces the Royal Talon because the Royal Talon has flying. Again, you do not have to move these suckers optimally. That made the Royal Talon. The Royal Talon had 2 options of where to go. It could have gone 1, 2, or it could have gone 1, 2. So it went 1, 2, and then the Hummingbird displaced it because the unit has flying. Don't want to lose this monolith. The Joust is going to quick strike and defeat that portal. But again, the bishop remains and I think just stays there. It doesn't say anything about being destroyed. If a unit occupied, if another unit tried to use that, it would destroy that unit. But I'm pretty sure that's right. Someone can tell me if that's wrong. It's like a freaking test. The Harriers are going to quick strike and defeat one of those. Oh, but then a friggin' Spire has to develop. The bishop has to be destroyed. It all fell apart. Yeah, it's really frustrating. If that gets destroyed, I could change the order of what they attack because we have to do a Spire there, and that'd be super problematic. I have no idea how to work that out. So instead, the Harrier is going to attack this. The Joust will attack this. It's going to do 2 damage to all opposing units. We roll a die. Oh, I roll an event die. I rolled a 4. And a 4 is going to give us... Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. I think we're in trouble. The 4 gives us a minaret. So the minaret comes in. The fact that the Heirs units deploy from. I mean, I just hadn't played with that in my war. I just missed that rule. So that's like such a. It's such a. It just changes how you have to approach this. Because now I got a minaret spire there. You got to be kidding me, dude. It just seems like impossible to deal with. Okay. Fun with Cloudspire, man. I'm pretty tilted right now. Fine. No spires of mine can attack. Narora's turn. 1, 2. The spire, the Heirs spire, the minaret's going to attack the drift. Drift is dead. Oh, I could have gone. The drift would have gone 1, 2 to get 2 source back, and then still been killed because the minaret still has range, and that was the minaret, the drift making progress. So the drift is out, goes to Forgotten Graves. This goes over here. The bishop at that point can do an optional adjacent move, which I think makes sense. And then it's going to do air defense. Range 3, it's going to kill the Royal Talon. That gives me 4 source. That gets me up to 6. Nope, 3 source. The Royal Talon was not upgraded. That gets me up to 5. That's out. The bishop's about to die anyway, and the portal's going to get killed. Woof. And I just have no way to prevent this. This is crazy. The Heirs' turn. Quick strike. It's going to kill this. 2 damage to the bishop. Bishop's out. We roll the event die. I rolled a 2. We're going to get another Heirs spire. It's going to be a refuge. It's going to have 1 attack. It's going to be this. It only has 1 attack chip. It should have 3, but again, we're out of attack fortifications or attack chips. Oh, did I remember to move Arcbite? I think I did. No, that wasn't upgraded Royal Talon. My bad. Oh, the upgraded only had 3. The regular has 4, right. I'm trying to remember how many turns I've had. I think I forgot to move the Arcbite last turn. I don't think it matters. Because I'm trying to think how many turns it took them to defeat. Now 1, 2, 3. That had 2 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that took them 4 turns. Because then I would have had, yeah, I should be up there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is bad. They're adding spires. I think there's no way I'm killing all these spires next turn. So I think I just call this quits after this round, to be honest. Arcbright comes here. Joust goes 1, 2, 3. Humminger goes 1, 2. Harrier goes 1, 2, 3. It can't move. It's 4. Again, I could have moved. I was allowed to move the Humminger first. The Joust is going to quick strike this. And we have 4 dice coming at it between these 3 sort things. So only 3 damage, because of course. The Narora turn. Arcbright comes here. Oh man, really? She's gonna be right in range of the Humminger. Oh, that's fine. The Humminger's gonna attack this anyway. Arcbright kills this. We get 2 source. Yeah, I really don't know how you counter this, man. It's crazy. The Humminger goes 1, 2. Harrier goes 1, 2. Quick strike. Nope, not quick strike there. Quick strike here. We have 3 that are going to attack the Humminger. 3 damage. Humminger's dead. 2 source. The next Humminger comes in though and will attack. And it's going to attack a spire it can defeat. So it's going to defeat this spire. Yeah, it's going to put another air spire in play. Event. It's another minaret. They're out of minarets. I don't know what to do in that case. Yeah, if they're out of minarets, I literally don't know what you do. Is it just no harm, no foul? I just kept rolling 3s. Alright, they're out of minarets. So they can't put a minaret in, so that doesn't say to re-roll. So I assume you just don't put it in, which is fine. The Rora's turn. Arcbright is going to. I mean, it's a mess. I mean, I could use. I have my limited build options. Like, there's no point. This is super over. Do 2 damage to that. This guy's out. Monolith. Humminger. It all fell apart on me. Alright, Humminger's gonna move 2. 2. Quick strike. Defeats that. Event die. We get a Regal Lookout. That's super crispy. I don't know. Somewhere this went very, very bad. And like I'll have to think about what I've done later. Yeah, Regal Lookout would come in and it'd have a attack, 2 fortifications, two range, 2 fortifications, and Elfin 1. So now we got an Elfin Kazi to deal with, and the heirs are just basically marching down the field. Arcbright would go there. It can attack back. I mean, my spires would have actually attacked the Humminger. It does 3 damage. Humminger's dead. Up to 11. These go here. Arcbright goes here. Does 1 damage back. Harrier 3, 4. Quick strike kills that. All right, we're done. I'm calling it. I surrender. I wave the white flag of justice. I think Joust deploys from the Spire too. You built so many Spires that broke the game. Yeah, dude. Not being able to kill this minaret. I thought I had it. Like I thought I had what I needed to wipe this minaret out. But if I could have wiped this out in wave 3, like I hoped, then they're only deploying from there, and I think I can get myself in a much better situation. But since this Minoret was still there, all of a sudden they're deploying from here. They get all the way there. It means my portal is like kind of jacked up. So I can't get enough units out. So I only have 2 units, and then all of a sudden they come in with a Royal Talon, and like the Royal Talon's already here. I mean, 1, 2, 3. You know, the Elfin wipes out my hero, but I was like, what's there's really nothing else. I mean, if I had the foresight, I could have moved him back, but it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, they're just marching along. But yeah, if I could have wiped this out in wave 3, that's since I didn't wipe this out in wave 3, that's where I lost the game. And I think if you don't get a minaret, like if you have a high rise, right? Once I trigger the Elfin it doesn't matter because I can have my hero just camp out there and just wail at it. Because I can have him on flying side, and then we can just wipe that out. But once you give it air defense, and that's why I kept saying the whole game, like, that air defense is super bad. Because that means he can attack my hero. But if it can't attack my hero just stays there. He can, attack with impunity, and get that off the board. And now they're only deploying from there, and we have much more control over this part of the board. So I think if you roll, what is that, a 3 or a 4, when that gets destroyed, I don't know how you would overcome that. At least not with my skill level with this game, for sure. For sure. I definitely want to look up more of the medium stuff. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. I played a ton of Cloudspire, and then you get this scenario, and it's like, I mean, the jump in complexity with the Naroran faction. It's something about this scenario with the Grovetender spires, with the heirs, and all the weird crap that they do. This one's a lot, man. This is a big mental overhead. What the heck was this guy? The the source peddler. Yeah, but even if I could have had this guy revealed, but it wouldn't have mattered, right? If they're deploying from here, the source peddler wouldn't have helped me um, knock them down at all, at all, at all. I almost wish, like, if you're gonna make the heirs come out of here, like, it just seems a little bit more balanced to just always give the Narorans initiative. Because those waves where you give the heirs initiative, like, woof. I mean, they're just on you, like, super super quick. And every time they defeat one of your spires, you're forced to build them another spire. That's crazy town. I mean, that's like, now it's like, oh, I need 6 more attacks. I'm out to kill this, and then the first 2 have to have 2 damage each. Um, so that was unfortunate. I'm frustrated. It's only a game. It's only a game. Yeah, I do. I like the scenario a lot. I'm intrigued. I definitely will be playing it more. I definitely want to figure out. The one time I thought I won it with Tomb Renown, I realized later that I was playing the Messiah wrong, and I forgot his immolate ability, which is pretty bananas. I'm not sure how I mean, the healing's nice, but the rest of the Messiah and how that sucker is built, I'm not sure how that helps. And I just don't see how you get enough CP. Unless you don't do the Source Sabbath in wave 1. But that'd be really hard to do in future waves, man. It almost makes sense to do it in wave 1 because you just have less source to spend, right? If you don't do the Source Sabbath in wave 1, I just don't know when you would do it. I really don't know when you would do it. I mean, I could have not spent the 9 source on Forgotten Graves, but then what am I forced to take? The Evangelist on the other side of the Bishop. I would have had no ranged attack. So then I've been left with. That's not good. Nitrous and Corporal. What the heck is Channel? What are you, Channel? Each time this unit is attacked, gain 2 source. That's interesting. But when you have a Royal Talent coming at you anytime, wiping you out for 4 damage each time, that's it's not going to be that many times you're attacked, dude. Woof. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kept going with fortification upgrades. Maybe I'd have just been better off trying to get attack upgrades on these things, on my things there. I mean, the fact that the portal comes out and all it is two fortification chips, and that's it. You can't get any more on it. I wonder if maybe if you try to do the portal back here instead of getting so close to where they're at, but then you're. I mean, the nice thing about having it here is I could come out and pretty much attack that very first turn. So I don't know. I got to think about the strategies of this one, but it's a cool scenario. I definitely like it a lot more than the last. The air scenarios I could have like they were kind of I was they were fine. I didn't I liked the first one a lot, and then I felt they kind of got a little weird. What was the one I really just didn't? Yeah, I thought the Vengeful Strike one was like kind of silly and pretty easy. The Aurora Borealis I thought was interesting. Um, Brazen Blitz I think I would have could have done with like only one of Brazen Blitz in Aurora Borealis, and then I really didn't like the last scenario. I thought Aurora Borealis, I mean, again, it was forcing you like the whole time you're just going after landmark chips. So I just kind of felt like it was a little bit, oh great, I have to defeat landmark chips. I think if you gave me Brazen Blitz and then gave me a better fourth scenario, I would have been happy. I just didn't like chapter 4. I just felt was kind of like it would have been hard not to get 2 of the renown. And then the last one, you were just dependent on a lucky die roll. So yeah, I really didn't get what they were trying to do there. Chapter 1, I thought was the best. I really liked the continuation from the Brahmin going from Annihilation into Mad Bomber, and now picking up at the Narora. Like I think I'm really gonna like this faction. I think they just got a lot going on, a lot of rules. Thanks to Mahdi and others for kind of keeping me straight. We're going as the Heirs again in chapter 2. We get the Brahmin in chapter 3, and then the Grovetenders in chapter 4. And then we have our 4 Grovetender scenarios to finish out this book. And then we have the 3 expansion factions and all the scenarios they're bringing to the table. So we'll see. You have 1 renown already, though. So if I'm not spending, I do. You'll probably lose source by doing source sabbath later in the game. Yeah, maybe too fast forward, too early. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know, right? Maybe you just if you don't build your spires, but if you don't build your spires, you're not getting the CP. But it's an interesting puzzle. And then these spires are, I mean, this guy you can move at least. These guys are never moving, and you don't want them to be destroyed because then you're just developing air spires. This landmark chip, yeah, I could have gone back and killed him. I forgot all about him. Because I had yeah, that's what I should have done. When I had my hero beefed up with 3 attack chips, I should have had him go all the way back, reveal that, kill that thing. It would have given me a relic, which I could have discarded for source, but at least it would have given me another place to put another spire for the CP, and I could have put like one of the refract, the what is it, the aspects. The aspect made no sense to me, but I think the aspect now with the void, that's a super interesting combination. Yeah, there's a lot going on with the Narorans. I really like their faction. I really like just the thinkiness that they bring to the table for sure. So, but that's that. It was a very sad 1 renown kind of day. But we'll be back in probably sometime in November. We'll get to chapter 2. Hopefully, I'll get my camera working again, my normal camera instead of I don't know what's going on, why that just stopped working on me, but it is what it is. It's very strange, but that is the life of a content creator, I guess. So many carrier wires everywhere. This I thought worked out well. I could try to put that even a little bit better placement, or see if I can, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, there were like no battles on this side of the field, so that would actually have been a much better close up. So just all the battles were happening over here, so it was a little harder to see what was going on. But just trying to add some new angles and kind of make things a little bit better. So any feedback there is super appreciated. But tomorrow I was gonna do PAX Premiere this week. I was playing that over. I played that more on Tuesday night and Monday night, one of those. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for PAX Premiere. So I'm gonna do Lord of the Rings, a card game tomorrow. Round out the week with a playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn, review copy from Steve Ford's games. So thanks to them. I have interesting thoughts about both games. Things I like, things I don't. So I like one a lot more than the other. But stay tuned for that. And then next week we have a playthrough scheduled every day because I'm taking the last 2 weeks of October off. My wife had a work trip overseas, and it was a good opportunity for me to go join her and us to make a vacation out of it. So, but a lot of things I am excited about. I will hopefully have 2 videos released while I'm gone. One, it's I have a recorded playthrough of Hadrian's Wall. I'm hoping to finally get that edited and on the channel, and then I'm going to be doing a top 10 of some sort that I'm working through. So that should be fun as well. So yeah, super cool. Thank you for the chat. Thanks for the help. Sorry for this Cloudspire brings out the Cloudspire brings out stuff in me, right? Like it's definitely, I try not to AP too much. I try to play fast. Cloudspire really, I think it's a testament to the game. It really forces you get in these places. There's these rule quagmires. I'm super curious. Anyone that knows for sure, I'm guessing medium. I'm guessing that opposing spires would attack you if you were as medium possessing one of their units. Um, that seems interesting. I mean, the stasis thing gets weird too, right? So if the conduit is on top of an opposing unit, preventing them from moving, at that point, I'm assuming you'd be attacked because you're still an opposing unit, but then the damage comes off their unit. The thing with the conduits, I do agree with Madi. I think they're stronger, but again, that's reflected in the fact that they cost 4 CP, and the math wasn't working for me to keep bringing them out. Yeah, I want to play this again now. That's not a good game where I'm like, I want to play this now because I'm like so curious how I could have maybe done this better. But that will not happen on camera, that is for sure. Again, thanks to everyone for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.